Hi there, welcome to my channel. I'm GhostPrime. I'll take a look back at Generation 1, 1984 Soundwave.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons. The Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers, robots in disguise.
It's the Decepticon communicators! Get more Autobots!
The Transformers, more than meets the eye.
Transformers from Hasbro.
Soundwave was Megatron's right-hand man in the cartoon and was very, very loyal. I love this character and I love the toy. The toy looked a lot like the cartoon model. Really, really cool toy, easy to transform. It was one of my very first Transformers, maybe even my second one after Megatron. Now, he did come with a companion, and it wasn't Laserbeak. I know there's some confusion about that, but it wasn't Laserbeak. It was Buzzsaw. Buzzsaw was actually not featured in the cartoon until Season 2, Episode 3, City of Steel.
Send Buzzsaw and Laserbeak to take care of the Earth pests!
And which I find very interesting. It's all about Laserbeak, the red one. Buzzsaw doesn't get as much love. He was in a lot of subsequent media and comics and IDW and all these other things. But as far as the cartoon is concerned, it wasn't until the second year that he got any love whatsoever. And it was even then, it was only a few episodes. Soundwave here was originally part of the Microchange line, and it was Cassette Man. And he came with headphones. To a lot of rumors, from a lot of rumors I've seen, people still think that he was a working boombox, a working tape player. He never was. He's a microcassette recorder, and that's kind of all he is. He was never working, even in Microchange. The one that most people are thinking about is Blaster. Blaster did have a working AM/PM radio, but not a cassette, actually. There was a version of this that was actually a cassette player, but it was untransformable, and it was weird looking. It was very big and bulky, because this guy actually played microcassettes, and Buzzsaw transforms into a 1-to-1 scale microcassette. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any of those to show you guys, but you're just going to take my word for it. So anyway, please sit back, relax, hit the thumbs up button, ring the bell for notifications, leave me a comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Without any further ado, let's get to the review. So here is Soundwave, and here is his box. I don't actually have a box yet. I do plan on getting one. I love his box. I love his package art. Really, really cool. And as I said, he did come in this form right here. And this is kind of interesting. This is a 1984 version. You could tell because of the lack of a rub sign on the chest. The ones with the rub sign on the chest are 85 and later. And the chrome and everything. Interesting to note about these stickers is these actually were not the original spot for this. He is a slight retool of Cassette Man. And the Cassette Man ones actually say Cassette Man at the bottom for Microchange. And here is the tape. This is Buzzsaw. This is a 1984 one also because it does not have a rub side on it as well. This is a little loose and a little used, and that's okay. But if you look at Soundwave, there's a couple really, really cool things. Besides the opening door, this one gets a little stuck there. I don't want to pull it too much. They are very, very fragile. So it is open and close, and cassettes can fit inside. Again, I don't want to break this mechanism. It's a super common thing that these break, so I don't want to break it. The play buttons and stuff do not actually function, but they are chromed. These stickers were not originally there. They were meant to be on the batteries. Then the batteries are right here, which this is just so cool. As a kid, I saw this, and it was just so rad that his batteries become his guns. But those are actually battery. The stickers are for the batteries. As we know, Soundwave has been reissued and reissued and reissued multiple times with a few mold changes. The newest ones have the hinges here and not inside here. There are also later ones with had bigger fat buttons, which the new reissues also have the big fat buttons on there. They're just some little tiny minor differences throughout the life of this toy. He's rather small in this mode. Here he is next to Orion Pax, or Hound, as you will, from Seed. He's about that size, so he's not too much bigger than a modern toy. Transformation on him is super simple. You just fold out the legs, turn them around. The feet here are the die-cast bits besides these hinges. And the arm hinges, pull them out, turn them around, put down the toes, and you fold the arms out, pull them back out a little bit, move them around, kind of slide around a little bit and around. And then his fists have little, there they are, little, kind of push them out like this. That one doesn't want to go all the way out. I'm not going to force it. Old toy. There we go. Let's see if I can get that all the way out. Oh, there it goes. And then his head out and turns around. And there he is. In robot mode, he has considerable height. So we could take Buzzsaw here. And all we have to do, just like all the other previous birds, go ahead and move the wings out. Legs come down. Head comes out. I'm going to pull the wings all the way out like that. And he is in a condor mode. Now, Laserbeak is red, Buzzsaw is yellow. But they both have the same weapons that go on the back. Like so. Now, one thing I do want to point out, an issue with buying one of these on the secondary market, an issue I have had, is this one is loose because it came on a later version. This one is not loose as it falls off. Not as loose. Make a liar out of me. But yeah, this one stays on a little better. The reason for that is they had different hole sizes throughout a couple different versions. I have to find one. Need to replace mine. So I'm in the market for it. But I dig these. I really, really dig these. We'll go ahead and do a quick comparison with a vintage Buzzsaw as well. This vintage one is in perfect condition. You can tell the wear that's on Buzzsaw. Laserbeak. So Laserbeak is red, Buzzsaw is yellow. Otherwise, it's pretty much exactly the same. Now, Soundwave here did come with, including those guns, came with 3 of these. They were on a sprue. You'll see the sprue marks. I do have the other 2. They are on a sprue and put away. So I can't show you those right now because I'd have to dig for them. But just take my word for it, 3 of these. Move that. Let's just get these out of his back here. Weapon storage for the win. Ahead and bring him back up. And he has 2 of them. This one, very cool. This is the handheld weapon, which extends and then has the hole right there. And that clicks in. Now, one thing the Japanese one had, this one does not. This one does not fire. This is a vintage one. Still does not fire. Soundwaves doesn't fire. Go ahead and stick that in his hand. And he has a shoulder-mounted one. Now, you can actually stick that in there, but it's more of a for like a rocket launcher. Put that on his shoulder, and that is very cool. As you can see, he is leaning forward a little bit, which is a normal thing on these toys. A couple things to look out for when you're looking at a vintage Soundwave is knees. Knees are always a point because their transformation become loose over time, and he will just flop right over. Besides the door being broken, he becomes very, very loose and will not stand up. So that's something to look out for. Also, if you're looking into variants at all, there's a bunch of differences, like I mentioned, the buttons and all these other things. But this here little piece right here, there's 2 different versions of 84. There's a solid fist and a one with the hole. The hole is much more common. The solid fist is earlier and less common than this one. So that's something if you're looking at the variants. And there's a whole bunch of differences in his trademark, which is under the back. But other than that, he's pretty much unchanged throughout the years. Like here he is with, get out of the way, Buzzsaw. Here he is with Generation 1 Megatron. So you see just how big he is, right? He's bulky and big. Megatron's a bit tall, but really skinny. There he is with Generation 1 Prime. So you can see he's much taller than Prime. And as a comparison, there he is with his alt mode. But you can really see how yellow that is when you look at him side by side like that. But, and you can see this is an 85 version. Soundwave is definitely one of my favorite characters. He looks a whole lot like the cartoon. Here's his cartoon model. you could really see that he looks just a ton like his cartoon model. In fact, there is going to be a cartoon version that's coming out early next year for the 40th anniversary. Can't wait to get that one as well. But awesome. I mean, he has a little bit of articulation where you could kind of have a swivel here with his legs, more due to transformation, but it's something. Arms go 360 degrees on a ratchet. He has 90 degrees at the elbow. His head could look, right and left and up. I'm not going to do it too much because it doesn't get moved too much. I don't want to break this thing. But yeah, I guess if you really want to call it toe articulation, but that's a stretch. Yeah, an absolute favorite of mine. Just a really, really just awesome figure. I really can't ask for a whole lot more. In fact, if they actually did an super articulated version of Soundwave, that would be awesome. That's something they could sell, like they're doing that Prime. That would be so cool to have. I would love to see something like that. Anyway, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.